looking at rational equations, so equations that have fractions in them. Again, need to check your answers. We cannot have 0 on the bottom of any fraction. So any fraction that we have, any answer that we have, cannot make the bottom 0. That's our only restriction here. It's a pretty easy one to check as well. For my process that I take, I just get rid of the fractions. All right, make it a linear or quadratic equation. It'll be pretty simple to factor after that first step. First step's the hardest one in these. So we need to multiply everything by the lowest common multiple, the LCM. I'm going to identify those as we go through, and we're going to multiply everything by the lowest common multiple. You have to multiply everything by the LCM. So the LCM comes from looking at the bottom numbers. I got 2 and 3. The lowest common multiple between 2 and 3 is 6. So that means I multiply everything by 6. Each fraction, each term by 6. That first term, the 6 knocks out the 2, and you're left with 3 times 3x. So you're left with 9x now. No fractions. You wiped it out. Same deal here. The 6 knocks out the 3, but you're left with 2 up top. So it's 2 times x. So minus 2x. Right side, easy. Nothing cancels. There's no fractions to cancel. You just straight up multiply. You get 42. It's a pretty standard linear equation from there. Subtract the like terms. Get 7x equals 42. Divide by 7. X equals 6. That's our solution. We don't have any variables to plug in on the bottom. So there's nothing to make the bottom 0. The bottoms are always going to be 2 and 3. You can plug it in up top, make sure it works out, but it'll be fine. There's example 1. Example 2. We have a little bit more going on. We have 4 terms, 4 fractions. So we have to look for our lowest common multiple between 5x, 2, 6x, and 3. A couple of these terms have a fraction, have an x. So part of my lowest common multiple has to be an x. I need to be able to get rid of the x, so I need to multiply by an x. Now I need to find the common multiple between 5, 2, 6, and 3. The lowest common multiple just makes it easier in the long run. If you just find something bigger than the lowest common multiple, it'll still work out. The lowest common multiple between those 4 numbers happens to be 30. So our lowest common multiple is 30x. So I multiply each term by 30x. I like to show it on every single term. That way I can cross out. This first term, 7 over 5x. X's cancel. 30 knocks out the 5. You're left with 6. So 6 times 7 is 42 from that first term. Same deal here. 2 knocks out with the 30. 15's left over. X doesn't cancel though, so it's minus 15x. Right side, x's wipe out again. 30 knocks out the 6. You're left with 5. So 5 times 5 is 25. And then finally, the 3 knocks out with the 30, left with 10. And so plus a 10x. We're left with a linear equation from here. Do what you want. I'm going to do 2 steps in one here. I'm going to add 15x over. Subtract 25. I get 17 equals 25x. Fractions are fair game, as they have been. Divide by 25. A little bit of a funky fraction here, but it is the answer nonetheless. We double check. Can it make any of our fractions 0? I only have 2 fractions with 0 within them, that have variables within them. 17/25 does not make those numbers 0. So there's our answer.